guys, it's Ina, still from Krasnodar, and today is a very interesting day. Today I will finally get my driving license redone and renewed, because mine expired, I don't know how many years ago, maybe like 8 years ago, and I was not able to get it. To be able to renew it, you have to go to the traffic road police office in person. So even if you have a, or call it power of attorney to your parents or friends or wife, they cannot do it because only here you can take a photo and it should be taken in person. That's why you cannot renew anything. You have to do it by yourself. So congratulate me guys, I finally finished my medical health check for the driving license. I decided to go to a private clinic because you pay only about 6,000 rubles, or it is, how much, 600 kronas, maybe a little bit more than 600, maybe like 660. So it's like $66, about that. And you'll get everything at one place. If you go to the governmental clinics, you'll have to go separately to the psychiatrist to get the paper, and separately to another part of the city to narcologist to get another paper, and after that you go to the medical center. So it's like 3 places. So this place, they have everything at once, and it is only 6,000 rubles. It's worth it, because medical check is a mandatory thing for obtaining the new license or when you're renewing your old one. This is what I noticed, that in Europe you don't have to do the medical, but here in Russia you do. And look what is behind me. Such a beautiful painting on the wall. I like it. So now you can see finally the traffic jam. I was not lying that we have horrible traffic jams. So, and we have people, okay, just not in the streets. They prefer to be in the cars, but we still do have them. So that's why I don't want to drive a car in my hometown, because just like if you stay in the traffic jam, especially on this street, Severная Street, you're going to stay here for hours. So this is like really, really bad place. Well, finally they're moving, but it's not that good. So I have finally got my driving license, hooray! So there were some problems actually with exchanging my Vietnamese driving license, and this is still the thing I'm not really sure that they're correct about. So according to the law, until the end of 2024, you can exchange your driving license, the foreign driving license, into the Russian one without passing any exams or tests. And it doesn't say that you're supposed to have an international license or anything, just like your foreign driving license. And I brought mine that was issued in Vietnam, and I brought it with a notary translation, exactly what they asked for. And they told me no, it cannot be converted because my Vietnamese driving license states that the class of the vehicle I can operate is A2, and there is no classification in Russian like that. So according to the Geneva Convention, blah 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 blah, basically I cannot convert it. And the thing is, because I do not present the international version of my driving license, but there is a special agreement between Vietnam and Russia that states that all of the documentations and papers, they are equal, and they could be equally used in both countries as long as you have notary translation. That I had. So basically there's a lot of misleading information. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any information online in my particular case, because mostly they talk about just foreigners coming, not like Russians with an international driving license. Nevertheless, I have changed my stuff, and I need to figure out, I replaced my Russian driving license for the car. Now I need to figure out where should I go to get home. So yeah, I can drive again. So the new driving license is valid for 10 years, and I'm happy. It means I won't have to be here for 10 more years. So my thoughts and feelings. So first of all, has anything changed in 10 years? Nope. At this place, at the road traffic police office, nothing has changed. So first of all, I did the application, I filled the application online, and I got like an electronic ticket number. But basically there are 5 million people registered for exactly the same time. So it means you are not going to get it at the time when you want to get it. So you have to still wait and ask people around who's the last, who is for this time, and so on. The process is very long. After that, you have to be sent to another room. Oh, before that actually, they tell you in the instruction, okay, you register online, you have a special PIN code, you come to the road office, and there's like a special place that gives you kind of print ticket. You're supposed to type your number, your PIN code, and it will give you a ticket. But when you try to get there, first of all, the first machine doesn't work. The second machine works, but it says you have to register your ticket the day you receive it. And obviously, I filled my application a couple of days before in advance. So obviously, I was not able to do it, and I did it at night. So it's not a problem because the system is not perfect. You just have to go to one of the windows and you have to ask people about, okay, what time do you have? I have this time, and again we're waiting. After that, you are sent to another floor, and they're supposed to wait. Like a lot of people are waiting. People who are waiting to pass the driving test, driving exam, and people who need to exchange the driving license without a test. We all sit together in the corridor, in the hall. Luckily there are like leather sofas and air conditioning, so it's nice. And they scream, they open the door from the office and they scream family names. So basically if they scream your name, you're supposed to go in. There, they take a photo of you, and you're supposed to sign some papers, you laminate stuff, and you go. You're free to go, you have a driving license. And for people who have to do the tests, they go to the same room, but they go a little bit further. They get their passports and special forms for the exam, and after they take everything, and they have to go out, and they have to go to another building to have a test. And while they're having a test, let's say 14 people were summoned, so they go to the room, they sit at the computers, and they're given 40 minutes or 1 hour to pass the test. So you finished, let's say, in 10 minutes. You are not allowed to leave the room. You're supposed to stay there, sit, do nothing, no phone, just stare at the computer without turning your head and just wait until everyone would finish. And only after everyone in your group finish, you're allowed to go out with them. And then you're supposed to go back to the place that gave you a paper for the exam. I mean, if you pass, of course. And there they're going to take a photo of you, and they're going to print your driving license, you'll sign it, and they will laminate it. Ooh, such a process. And I know it's much easier in some other countries like Sweden. You don't have to do medical check, so it is kind of nicer for them, I guess. But in Russia you have to do medical check, and honestly I think that is not a bad idea. Elderly people in Europe, I don't know about the US, they should not drive because their eyesight is not good, their health is not good, hearing is not good. Maybe they shouldn't drive, but they can easily renew their license and do it, so it's more dangerous. Whew. Yeah, so one more little advice for those who need to get get a driving license from scratch, like from the beginning. You cannot just go to road police office or traffic police office and have a test. You must enroll into a driving school. Even if you know how to drive, you have to. And without that certificate that you finished the driving school, you would not be allowed to even register for the exam. So this is just a little note that all of you should know, and that's it. So the fee for exchanging the driving license is 2,000 rubles. I would say 2,000 rubles for 10 years, it's pretty cheap. The only problem that, you see, I'm walking. First of all, I want to lose some weight, yeah, but the other reason is that this place in Krasnodar is located in a very weird place, that there is no public transport to get there from my house. So basically you can go to the nearest stop, and after you have to walk for maybe 10 minutes. So from the nearest stop, it's okay, it's maybe not that far, right? But by Russian standards, it's kind of very inconvenient that there's not much traffic or like transport going in that particular direction. Ooh. So so here is some railways. So we are currently at the street called Sormovskaya, and this is Komsomolsky microrayon, how you call it, district. Okay, Komsomol district. And I need to go to my post office again. That is in Bashkovsky district. And here are some trolley buses that they do not go to my direction. Here are also some trams that also do not go to my direction. So if you really want to go from here to my post office, you can take a tram, take like 2 stops that will go like this way and turn to the bus stop or train stop called TET, Teplоэлектростанция. It's like a heating station. And then you'll have to take another train to go that direction straight ahead for another couple of stops. So I'm not going to do that, just because it's like 2 stops and you're supposed to wait. 2 trains, you're supposed to wait for quite some time. So we're just going to walk there. Okay. No trains on the left, no trains on the right. And crossing the road here. So according to the map, it's supposed to be a 17-minute walk from here. We can see. Okay, 12:35. So let's see what will be the time when we arrived only to a stop a tram stop where the train is. 15 minutes, 17 minutes, or 30 minutes. It is so hot today, so I even took off my cardigan, and usually I do not take them off, so I like to carry them. So still walking, and there behind me people are building the fence. And why do I say building? Because they're really making it out of bricks. That's why it is building, constructing. It's like I had a little argument with my husband many years ago when we just started living together, and I told him, okay, we need to cook salad. He was like, not cook, we make it, because you just cut things. I'm like, no, you cook it. And he was like, no, you make it. And by salad I meant Russian salad, and you take like You have to boil potatoes, boil carrots, boiled eggs, you have boiled beetroots and stuff like that, and all the after you cut and slice and dice. And he was like, okay, I agree, this is cook. In this case, it should be cooked. Whew. Yeah, Russia is great. So usually we have, when you live like in the detached houses, you have certain places where we have trash containers, so you can come and throw it there. But also we have garbage trucks coming every second day, early in the morning, and you just, all of the neighbors, they stay in the same place with their garbage bags. The garbage truck comes and we just throw things, throw the bags in the garbage truck. So maybe if I will wake up on one of those days, I will show you the garbage truck. I definitely should. And of course the smell will be bad. So we don't have those automated garbage trucks that just come and lift your garbage truck bucket. Okay, let's see, this is the central street and this is Vostochная, the east. So I think we're walking in the right place. And yeah, graffiti. Парень, а ты шнурки специально не завязываешь? Нет. У тебя просто оба развязаны. Спасибо. So this is the lake Karasun. This is the place where a lot of fishermen they like to go and fish there. And actually this is the place where, and on the right it's also the same. When I was a kid, okay, not kid, but teenager, it was like commonplace for me and my friends to walk around and just to promenade here, if it's a word that you can still use. Yeah, because I don't know if you know, guys, how old I am, but basically all of my young, I call it, basically pre-teen and teenagers, they were in the 90s, so it was a rough and tough time for me. Okay, not for me, but just in general in the country. So we did not have, in general, internet, phones, and resources were limited. So what could we do? We could just explore what is around. So who cares that maybe this little lake or pond, whatever you call it, it's actually bigger than a pond, that is dangerous here or not. There was like nothing else to do. And parents couldn't control us because, I'm sorry, how are you going to control a teenager? It's impossible. And actually at one of these places, somewhere here, I was walking with my friend. I think we were like maybe 12 or 13 years old, quite young. And a couple of little bit elder girls came to us and just to ask some simple questions like, oh, do you know this guy or something? And we were like, oh, no. And they looked dangerous because their arms, and they had like some scratches and scars on their arms, like they scratched someone's name. I still remember it was Lob, her forehead. Probably it was like the family name Labanov, something like that, and the short way is Lob. So they came to us and they asked to check the sunglasses of my friend, and she was like, no, I'm not really sure, I want to give them to you. And the girls were still following us and they didn't want us to leave. So we got so scared that they're going to beat us up, and there is nothing to take from us except for my friend's sunglasses, and they were not even brand ones, you know, like the cheapest Chinese Vietnamese crap you can buy at any market. But luckily there was a man walking with a big dog. I don't remember the breed of the dog, but something, let's say, between a boxer and a Rottweiler or something like that. And I just came to that man. He was passing by and asked him, hey, excuse me, sir, can we walk with you? And he was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And we're walking and he asked us, okay, do those girls bother you? And we said like, no, but we obviously were scared, and of course he knew that we were scared, and it was like a public place. It wasn't like particularly here, but it was 4 p.m, summer, light, and basically we walked with him for maybe 1 block, and after we dashed home, then we on purpose we took the road, not like where our home is exactly, so those girls wouldn't know where we live. Conspiracy, baby. And remember what I told you about the food? So here we have a tree with, okay, focus please, with mulberries. Here, some of them are already on the floor, some are still here. So in this region, you won't get hungry. And this is, no, not this. Somewhere nearby should be also a popple. Now it's the season for popples. So now it's the season for popple, and it's blooming. This kind of, it's like, how do you call it, fur? Whatever it is, it kind of flies around. And a lot of people have allergy to that, so they're allergic. So if you are allergic, like those people, maybe you should come not in spring, but maybe like early spring to Russia, to Krasnodar, or maybe in June after everything would already finish blooming, because my region is in subtropical area, so that's why we have a lot of kind of, the blooming starts quite early. Another difference for you, that's in Russia, when you live on the ground floor, almost every apartment they will have the metal bars, because again, everything started from the 90s when it was not safe, like late 80s and 90s, early 2000s. So maybe nowadays it's much safer, and when people build their detached houses, they don't put metal bars everywhere. But again, it depends on the location where you live. If your house is in the city, I see the majority of people, they have the bars. One time I was renting an apartment in the city, Rязань, and the apartment was again on the ground floor, and there were no metal bars. For me, it was such a horrible experience. I didn't feel safe at all, because in my little detached house that is surrounded by a 2-meter high fence, we have metal bars, and I just don't know how can you live on the ground floor without bars in the city. It's like, no. And I couldn't stay there for longer than a couple of months. I think maybe 1 or 2 months. And every night, okay, not night, every evening, starting like from 5 p.m, I was so scared. Especially, you know, some people, young people, they like to stay at the entrance. Oh, here's a music school. And also it's a painting school. I went here for 1 year when I was in 1st grade. So what? Oh yeah, young people, they will just stay at the entrance of the building, and they're going to just sit there on the bench, maybe drink something, maybe not even drink, just talk. And you know, sometimes they take drugs. It depends on the area and people, and I didn't feel safe. I felt always so scared, and I was like, I didn't even turn on the light, and I closed all of the curtains. It was hell. Okay, over here is the post office, and let's check the time. The time is 12:54. I forgot how much time was it when we started walking. I think it was 12:35. So 35 to how much? 55, 20 minutes. So they didn't lie. Like 17 minutes, 20 minutes. So kind of correct. And here is the post office that you have already seen, by the way. Thank you everyone for keep watching the videos and supporting me. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and check my books that I sell on Amazon. And have a good day. Up till next episode. Bye bye.